Yeah. So this is the implementation project that we created yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday we were creating the value set. So we will try to create the structure today. So I'll just take a minute to explain what is chart of account. So basically, chart of account is a combination of structure and values that is added to the chart of accounts, which will be used when we are doing the transaction. So whatever the accounting combination or the trial balance that we are pulling in. So this is created on the basis of our chart of account structure. So here we have two things. So one is chart of account structure, and the another one is chart of account instance. So there is a minor difference.
Instance.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So there is a minor difference between this. So most of the cases we will use the chart of account structure as it is, but the functionality of this particular option is that let's say we have 10 different segments. So I have maybe 5 different ledgers created. So in this case, if I wanted to have 5 segment for one ledger and another 5 segment for another ledger, so what I can do is that I can create 10 segments in one chart of accounts, and I can split it out basically. I can say I will be using for this instance 5 segment, and for the another instance I'll be using another 5 segment. So this way I can segregate and I can attach it to the ledger. So when we are attaching to the ledger, basically we will attach only the chart of account instance, but not the structure. So structure will be our skeleton. So based on this, we are building the instance.
You always attach chart of account instance to the ledger.
Yeah, yes, correct. That is the one we are attaching to the ledger.
I think I'll have to visualize when you show an example. I'll understand it better. I don't understand what an instance. Is it
Okay.
actually the transaction is what you're calling an instance?
No, transaction we are not calling instance.
Okay.
So why do we need this instance is that it actually forms from the chart of accounts. So okay, let me take one case. Yeah. So if you see here, so this is my chart of account structure. So in this case, what I can say is that this 4 segment, I can say this is the combination of, let's say, I think some issue with this. So I'll say company one and department, location and accounts. So this I can say, sorry, there is some issue with Excel, I think. Yeah.
I got it.
So yeah.
Basically, it's all one thing.
Yeah, so this 4 combination, I can say this is one particular chart of account instance.
Okay.
Okay, and then I can have a company, location, account, product. So this as a different chart of account instance. Again, I can have another chart of account instance that is future, project, account, and company.
Got it.
So I can segregate it basically in different way, and I can attach it to the ledger. So what I will attach is that instance, but not the chart of account structure. But if you see, the chart of account instance is built with the help of chart of account structure. So unless we have the structure, we will not be able to build the instance.
Structure is basically like a template.
Yeah,
It can be different combinations of the individual
yeah, yes,
accounts.
correct.
Okay.
So now if I want to create a transaction, so based on what I will create is that let's take this example where we have a company, and we have a location, and we have accounts. So let's take this two combination. So company I have value as 100 and 200, and for location I have a default value that is 000, and accounts let's say I have 234. So when I enter the transaction, so the combination would be like this. So on the basis of the chart of account instance, we are basically creating the transaction. So these values are loaded for each segment. So each segment we are loading the values, and based on that, basically we are doing the transaction.
So it's
And
sorry. So it's basically one super field, right?
yes,
Common
correct.
values. So it
Yeah.
helps for reporting speed and all that stuff, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, this is transferred to our GL. So this will be our accounting repository. So based on the requirement, basically we can have the multiple reporting, as we are saying. So we will have the reporting part taken from this particular combination. I mean, basically we can have multiple combination based on this.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is the importance of the chart of accounts structure.
Only one question I have. See,
Yeah.
but for transaction levels, it cannot be a combination of chart of accounts. It'll always be one structure, right? Company. There's hierarchy for chart of accounts, right? So
Yeah. I
you're
mean,
showing a different hierarchy, like company location. Like for example, if business unit is there, a
okay.
company business unit, right? You directly go into company location accounts. So, but at a transaction level, that's not how it is recorded. It goes by the structure of the chart of accounts, the hierarchy, like the one that you showed in the PowerPoint yesterday.
Yeah.
The company is set up at the highest level, Honeywell, then there's
Yeah.
electronics, there is other division,
Yeah.
under that different business units and all those things.
Yeah.
So there is structure for chart of accounts. You cannot escape that and put different combinations, right?
Yeah. Is correct.
So in the transaction level, you'll use the chart of account structure,
Yeah.
the data,
No,
right?
in transaction we will use instance, not structure.
So you use a different combination of keys.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So that is the importance of instance basically. So if you see, chart of account structure is the combination of 7 segment. But whereas if you see here in instance, I have broken down into multiple pieces. One piece is
I'm
that
opening a transaction for one business unit, let's say the North America business unit,
okay,
okay, and I'm completely leaving out the an NA business unit.
okay.
Entering the transaction, how will you know for which business unit the transaction was entered for?
Yeah, that is based on the business unit.
Right,
So
but there's no business unit in your COA, no. In your instance, there is no business unit at all.
yeah, it doesn't have.
Okay, anyway, okay, fine. I'll try to understand that as you show me more data. No
Yeah,
problem.
okay. Let me put this way. So, if you see this combinations and the structure and the other details, configurations that we are seeing it here, so this is for the general ledger module. So, general ledger module is nothing but our accounting repository. But apart from that, we have the subledger modules like AP, AR, and FA. So from here, basically, we are transferring the information to the general ledger. So in our subledger modules, basically, we are using this business unit to identify at the what do you call the subledger modules like AP and AR, and we are trying to send this transaction with the help of the accounting combination that we have it here. In this case, it is 100 dot triple zero
But
dot.
how will you reconcile between the subledger and GL if the key structure is different? Like, for example, the same chart of accounts is where you used to balance, right? The
Yeah,
your submodule with your GL, and then
yeah,
if we are using um, one structure in your subledger, and then
yeah,
you're different instance of the chart of accounts to the GL.
yeah.
Am I correct? You do that?
No, so that's what I'm trying to say. So here, if you see this subledger transaction, what we are saying is that are the business unit, we can say that is an subledger term. But whereas if we speak about the general ledger module, we will always speak about the chart of accounts as the ledger. Because if you see the reason we are using this particular combination in our subledger module like AP and AR is that our accounting information in our subledger and the accounting information in our general ledger will be same, so that when we try to reconcile between our subledger and the GL, so basically to identify whether the sum of the entries are not transferred or any exceptions are there, so we will use basically this combination to identify the difference or to identify there is a discrepancy or something. So that is the reason we have this combination called the chart of account instance.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, carry on. I don't want to pull up too much. I'm beginning to understand, but I think I'll get more clarity as we keep continuing.
Yeah, maybe we can complete this. Maybe when we see AP module, we will get it clarified, I think. If not,
Okay,
maybe we will have a detailed discussion.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So we created one segment called company. So let's try to create another three segments also. Like we will try to create the location and we will try to create account and intercompany.
Sorry, what is this we're doing here? Sorry, I was just distracted for a minute.
Yeah, just let me close this one. So basically, what we are creating is that so this chart of account structure will consist of multiple segments.
Okay.
So we created yesterday one segment called company. So
Mm,
similarly, we are trying to create for the other segments as well. Like we have the company, location, accounts,
mm.
and intercompany. So these are
So
the
the
four.
field is called a segment here, is it? For example, cost center is a field. It's
Yeah.
called segment, is it? In
Yeah, I mean, we are defining segment in the sense like we are saying this will store certain values, that is, let's say Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, or whatever location it is. So this
mm,
we are identifying based on the labels that we are attaching it here. So let's say
mm,
if I attach the label called balancing segment, so which
mm,
means this will not work as an location, but whereas this will work as an this one what do you call the primary balancing segment where our debit and credit will match. Or let's
mm,
say I have created this as an natural account. So which means this particular account or this particular segment values will contain the account types like even if I give Chennai or Mumbai or whatever value it is, those are like just for the display purpose. But apart from that, if you see, we will have the parameters like the nature of the accounts, whether this is an asset or liability or expense or whatever the classification it is. So we will have those differentiations there basically. So even if we give the Chennai, so still we will have this. So it depends on the segment label that we are defining it here.
mm.
Yeah.
So it's basically like an object then. Segment, your cost center segment is an object.
Yeah, we can say. So this determines how this particular segment should work.
Okay. So it has either any kinds of properties or something, or just is static data like
No, this is not static data. So that depends on the value set that we have given. So if you see here, so we are attaching the value set. So this
Mm,
value set will determine whether we are pulling the data from the table, or we
mm,
are pulling from the objects, or we have a particular what do you call the independent value set where we can enter the values manually.
got it.
So based on that, we are pulling the values.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have created four segments, that is company, location, accounts, and intercompany. So the segment labels that I have given is that for company I have given primary balancing segment value, and for location I have given location, and for accounts I have given natural account, And for the intercompany, I have again given the intercompany segment value. Yeah, so the next setup is to configure the structure instance. So I have just created this instance called Honeywell COA instance, and I have enabled it, and I have allowed the dynamic combination creation. So which means if I add a new value called account maybe retained earnings, so I don't need to create or I don't need to create the multiple combination by myself. So instead, what I can do is that I can just allow this dynamic insert. So this will create the multiple combinations for me. Okay. And then we have the structure name. So the structure name that we created is that Honeywell COA. So I selected that. So based on that, system is populating the four segments that we created. So by default, if we see, it is not required, but we should enable this option. So in this case, let's say I don't want to use this particular segment or the location segment. So what I can do is that I can disable this one option called I can disable this one required, and I can say default value, that is constant. I can say constant, and I can give the values so that whenever I'm creating the combination, system is going to default for this particular segment. So which means I'm not using this segment basically.
Hmm. So you made company an optional field, not a required field.
Yeah, even company is an optional actually. The reason being is that system will not identify that this is an primary balancing segment or the natural account segment. So basically, we will configure it in the earlier setup, and we will attach it here. So that's why system will have it everything optional. So whichever the segment that we want, so we should enable it here. So, but on the first configuration itself, let's say we created only one segment called natural account. We didn't create the primary balancing segment. So, system will throw an error that this configuration cannot be completed with one segment. So that way, system will restrict. Okay, so we created structure and we created instance. So now we will deploy this flex wheel. So deploy is nothing but we are compiling it. So basically system will verify and it will tell us that if there is any exceptions or warnings. So this compilation or this deployment is not for our chart of accounts or the our particular structure. So this is for the entire instance. So let's say we have 10 different chart of accounts. So which means system is going to consider all these 10 chart of accounts.
I just want to see some of the read some of the documentation to understand this, because this concept of COA structures instance
Okay.
segment, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
segment.
to visualize it to understand quickly, and I don't want to move further
Okay.
and compound that vagueness. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just probably read it up a little bit and try to understand
Okay.
more, so that when I come back and you continue, I'm
Yeah.
able to uh,
Yeah, sure. No
SAP
issue.
or PeopleSoft or even JD Edwards and all
Okay.
like this, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of new to me.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, sure. No, no issues. I shared this one, the chart of account document. Maybe you
Okay.
can just have a look at it. So maybe if you have any clarification,
Yeah.
probably we can take it tomorrow, and maybe we can have it started from tomorrow.
Yeah. Nothing about what you explained. It's just that
Yeah,
unless I
yeah,
more
yeah,
seats or examples,
yeah, yeah. I got it.
okay,
So
this
this
is
is
what you're
right.
referring. When you say
Yeah, yeah,
segment instance of transactional key fields like
yeah,
chart of accounts and all. So nowhere I've
yeah,
encountered it. So it's kind of I need to absorb it.
yeah, yeah. Understood. Yeah. So we should meet tomorrow.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Shashti, right? So I'll go to temple. Um, how early can you start?
Like when do you want to start? Basically,
Can we do it during daytime time? Even if I'm
daytime.
just
I,
asking.
like daytime, it will be difficult because these things will be running. CRPs are going. So Saturday and Sunday maybe we can have it. So that shouldn't be a problem. But weekdays daytime is with this thing. Uh,
No problem. We can just do it in the evening then tomorrow. Okay.
okay. Okay.
9 p.m. tomorrow. And
Okay.
send me this information. Let me try to read it
Okay.
and try to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. So tomorrow we are having it evening.
Yeah, evening we'll have. Okay.
Okay.
Morning. Just for
Okay.
temple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. Fine.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks.